Hi, I'm Tim Tyler, a broker salesperson for Coldwell Banker Realty in Maplewood, New Jersey, and a licensed real estate instructor. And in this episode of House Talk, I'm going to answer the question, can we not talk about? That's right. Sometimes when I work with sellers, they have concerns. Maybe they've had water in the basement, a leaky roof, maybe the furnace is on its last legs, and they'll ask me, can we just not talk about that? Well, the short answer to that question is no. All of that is what we call material information, which the state of New Jersey defines as a physical condition that a reasonable person would attach importance to, or information that an agent knows or suspects a particular buyer would want to know and would consider important before proceeding. The law requires that we as real estate agents disclose all material information that we have about the property. And furthermore, it does require us to spend some time investigating that property to determine any material information before we list it. But it's not just us as agents who are required to disclose that information. In New Jersey, the law could hold the seller liable for damages that a buyer might experience from withholding material information. That's right. Even after the sale has closed, a buyer could sue that seller if something comes up after the fact and the buyer can prove that the seller had knowledge of that before the sale. So no, we can't really not talk about significant material information about the home, whether it's patent, meaning that it's obvious to see, like a hole in the roof, or it is what we call latent information, things that somebody would not readily see just from looking at the home. Like, for instance, that every once in a while it gets water in the basement. So these things do have to be disclosed. And one of the main ways in which we do that is the seller's disclosure. Now, in New Jersey, unlike some other states, the seller's disclosure isn't required. But there are several good reasons to use one. First, it helps to recall all the significant details of the house. That seller's disclosure is a very detailed document that goes through all sections of the house and helps you to make sure that you're putting all that information there. Second, it ensures a consistent disclosure of that information to every buyer or potential buyer who sees the home. This could be a problem, for instance, if we told one potential buyer and not another, and the buyer who wasn't told was perhaps a particular religion, particular race, and could be charging the seller or the agent or both with discrimination. And then finally, the third very good reason to use seller's disclosure is that not providing one signifies to most buyers that something's being hidden. There's something wrong with the home. You don't want to start off giving that impression. So I highly recommend always to all of my sellers, complete the seller's disclosure statement and let's disclose any material information we know about the home. It's going to come out one way or another anyway, so we might as well put it out there up front, and that way we won't have any nasty surprises down the road. If you're interested in selling a home here in New Jersey, anywhere along the Midtown Direct train line, or Morris, Essex, and Union counties, give me a call or shoot me a text at 973-462-4079. I'm ready to help. And remember, when you find Tim, you'll find home. If you learned something from this video, do me a favor and click the like button below. And if you have any questions about anything we talked about in this video, or have ideas for new topics for us to talk about, put those in the comments. And finally, subscribe to the House Talk New Jersey YouTube channel so you get updated whenever we put new videos in here explaining how to buy and sell real estate in the state of New Jersey.